Boys with hair.
Banana. You ruined it already. We had a plan to start with the song, and you ruined it.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You didn't do it right.
Okay,
I said
you-
banana.
Okay. I'll try it again. Okay. Banana.
Ba-da-da-da,
Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Banana. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack,
I'm Jameson.
and this is Boys with Hair. So, Jameson, would you like to explain what our podcast is about?
So basically, our podcast is just me and Jack. We've
Jack.
always we are in Cincinnati, and if you don't know what Cincinnati is, we know.
Watch it,
Cincinnati,
please.
But we were, like the entire time we were like, dude, we should do a podcast, bro. We should do a podcast. And then we finally did a podcast.
Yeah, and then we're like, we should do a podcast, and now we're here.
You just
yeah,
said exactly what I said.
dude, it's the same thing. So anyway, go ahead.
Basically, what the podcast is, it's me and Jack, and we talk about a lot of pop culture stuff, whether it's like movies, music, video games,
Jameson's nose ring.
comic books. Yeah, so basically, for a little introduction for us, as previously stated, I'm Jameson. I'm a freshman, obviously.
That means
And-
he's 18.
Yeah, good job counting.
Thanks.
And I'm currently studying film and media studies. Hopefully, gonna study e-media next semester. Probably
Soon.
Hopefully.
He submitted his application.
Yeah. If,
Uh,
please accept me.
We will, dude. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm currently a third year. I'm in electronic media, but was not my first major. I studied psychology for a year, and then I was in the DMC, and now I'm in e-media. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, so what better way to start this? So the Oscars literally just happened 3 days ago.
They did. They happened Sunday night. A lot of like best picture nominees for some reason. Like usually it's like every nominee group is like 5.
Yeah, I know.
And then they were like, let's just put 9 in.
They're
for
like-
no reason.
They're like, what if we put every single movie
Even the really bad Will Ferrell Sherlock Holmes movie that came out.
even The Room? I'm pretty sure The Room was nominated for Best Picture, yeah? Okay. But-
Anyways, but a lot of stuff, like there was a lot of like very obvious stuff that happened. Like
yeah.
Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor because he won Best Supporting Actor for literally every single award show.
Pretty
Laura
much.
Dern won Best Supporting Actress because Laura Dern won Best Supporting Actress at every single award show.
It's
Same
a
with
theme.
Renee Zellweger and same with Joaquin Phoenix.
Dude, Joaquin Phoenix's performance in Joker was like unmatched. Like regardless of whether you think it was a good movie or not,
Yeah,
which I really liked it.
I have a hot take about it.
Dude, he just sold it so well. When I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking not only am I like uncomfortable, like, "Ugh," but I'm like, I'm like, this guy's got something going on. Whether it be like the uncontrollable or controllable laughter and that little card he hands out where
Yeah,
he's like, please
yeah.
excuse my laughter, it's a condition. But dude, he lost so much weight for that
Dude,
role
I
too.
know my least favorite scene is like the one where he's just like sitting on a couch and he just leans back and you can see like every single rib and I'm like, that was scarier than like anything that's ever happened in the movie.
It could very well be like an Outback Steakhouse or something like that. It's like, come to Outback for a new baby back ribs. He goes,
Oh no, no, yeah. But Joker was nominated for 11 different categories and only won the only 2 it deserved to win. That's my hot take about Joker. It's a good 3-star movie. It's not that great. My favorite movie did it better.
oh yeah, what's that?
Taxi Driver did it so much better.
You think so?
Yes, like I know so. Joker is literally just copying Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
Well, Jameson, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret of mine. I probably shouldn't say that one. I have never seen Taxi Driver.
That's fine, dude. Not a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a big Martin Scorsese boy, so
Yeah.
like, of course I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my good old Marty. But some like stuff that happened that was really shocking to me. I thought 1917 was gonna like win Best Picture and stuff. I think it won Best Cinematography, which makes sense.
Yeah, no, it looked really good.
Parasite like sweeped everything.
I know. It was
It
like
won. It won Best Screenplay, Best Original Screenplay over Quentin Tarantino and like Ryan Johnson, who wrote Knives Out. It won Best Foreign Film, Best Director, and Best Picture. Like,
yeah.
how do you win Best Foreign Film and Best Picture? That's just like insane.
Because he did it, dude. And the director's name escapes me at the moment.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, Bong Joon-ho. He I saw this tweet where it was like he literally said that the Oscars was like this, claimed it as a local award show, and then proceeded to like sweep the awards and win Best Picture. And it's like, okay, like I had never even heard of Parasite before prior to Sunday. I had never heard of it, and here I am, seeing it everywhere, and everyone on like Twitter and social media is like, "Oh my God, Parasite!" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, I should probably go see it. So
it's really good. I watched it not in one of the most legal manners last night. It was on a Google Drive and it was sent to me anonymously.
We're talking about the movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're talking about Parasite. And I like stayed up super late to watch it because like I want to try. I have this thing where I'm trying to watch every 2019 movie that was like popular that I didn't get to see.
Yeah.
And that was one of them, obviously. And oh my God, it like deserves everything it's getting because it was an amazing movie.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I gotta go see it now.
Yeah, I can send you the Google Drive if you want.
You
might have some other files, but just like
you know what, Jameson, I'm gonna pass. But if I can't, if that's like my last resort, I will.
Alrighty.
Toy Story 4 won Best Animated, Best Animated Picture, I think. Or I know. I'm like a huge. Hold on. God, excuse me. I'm a big Toy Story fan. You know, I grew up with it, and it's always been a part of my childhood. I had like a million Woody and Buzz toys because I always broke them because I was always using them. You know. Anyway. So I went to go see Toy Story 4, and I'll be honest, when I saw that it was like in production, I was kind of confused because anybody who's seen Toy Story 3 knows that it wrapped up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
And I didn't really expect another movie. And I saw it, and when I left the movie theater, I left feeling like, okay, that ending was really good, but this totally didn't need to happen.
Yeah. I feel like that's just probably like Disney's just been like, hey, Pixar, can you do us a favor? Can you please milk this cow as much as you possibly can?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Pretty please.
That's exactly what it felt like. And
we just have Marvel, and Star Wars is not doing too hot right now. Please.
Exactly. I mean, in Star Wars, you know, finished up, and 9 is 9. You know.
I haven't seen it yet. That's on my list. I like The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Okay. A lot of people really don't like The Last Jedi.
I don't know why. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good too.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the better ones.
So did I. And I
it's
thought it was
not hard to make a good Star Wars movie.
No, it's really not.
As long as you don't talk about sand, you're good.
Or as long as it's not episode 2, Anakin cries about his feelings for 2 hours.
That movie's so long. It's like
I
almost 3
know.
hours.
It's just Anakin. He's just like, oh, God, Padme. And it's Hayden Christensen, so he's like,
hot take, Hayden Christensen's a good actor. He just had nothing good to work with at all.
You think so?
Yeah, because I've seen him in other movies, and he's actually, like, in that movie, you can see, like, in his physicality, he's really good at acting.
His physicality?
Like he cries. Like, it's actually him crying and stuff. But the line delivery is so garbage.
Hayden Christensen is a good actor because he cries.
Okay, that's not what I meant. But he's good at acting. It's just like you need a good director to get the good line delivery out.
Yeah, it's some of the lines is kind of hard. I will agree that some of the lines are kind of weird.
Everyone in the prequels does not do a good job. I think the best one in the prequels is Obi-Wan. He does the best because I love Ewan McGregor.
No, McGregor definitely pulls it off well, but like the only scene that's coming to mind is when.
Hello there.
Hello there. I'm thinking of when it's like episode 3 and they're battling, they're fighting in wherever the hell they are, and Hayden Christensen is literally just, it zooms in on him and he just literally goes, you underestimate my power. And I'm like, oh my god, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's just not good at movies. But speaking of movies,
Yeah.
what are your favorite movies, Jack?
My favorite movies?
Yeah.
Are we talking like, am I just gonna list some random ones, or is this
Yeah,
like a
just do
top?
I mean, you can do a top 10 if you want, but I don't even remember.
Well, Jameson, I wasn't gonna say 10. I was gonna say 3, but you wouldn't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. So top 3. Okay, so
4 hours later.
I'm gonna do a top 2 because I can't think of a third right now.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a tie between Forrest Gump and What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Dude, I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape for the first time like a week or 2 ago.
What'd you think?
Maybe it hit a little too close to home.
Really?
Yeah, I was like really sad the entire time. I was like, man, this sucks. It was a great movie. I'm not saying the movie sucks. Great movie, but I was like, I'm just like gonna like turn this movie off, go to bed, and like cry myself to sleep.
Dude,
it's like how I felt after it.
It's so existential because the way I described it to people, I was like, okay, they were like, what happens in What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I'm like, you could watch that movie like 5 times and still not be able to describe the plot. Like, oh, I guess, you know what I mean? Like
Johnny Depp in that movie is just like, mama.
That's who he's supposed to be. He's like,
Hey,
my mom is large and it causes my family to get
my little
bullied.
brother is Leonardo DiCaprio doing his best.
Leonardo DiCaprio did like a fantastic
good
job
job.
in that movie. But no,
He did a great job. Oh my god, his
No.
character kind of annoyed me.
why? Because he kept climbing the water tower.
No, because he like freaking he like. You know the scene when like his sister is making the cake and she's like, I just made the cake.
Oh,
and then he runs into her and she drops the cake and she's like,
Yeah.
oh no, the cake. And then Gilbert goes to like the Walmart basically to get a cake, comes back. Leo's just sitting there eating the cake. And I'm like, bruh. Do you not know what just
Dude, you know what's even funnier is that Gilbert works at like this little like dinky food mart, like this little
his
low.
boss ran into him at
Yeah,
the
and his
Walmart.
boss like hates the other people. And he's like, I better not see you there. And then Gilbert goes into this giant like local food mart and he buys the cake and he walks out and his boss drives by and he's just like,
It's like so awkward.
I know. And Gilbert's just like,
Forrest Gump. I've only seen Forrest Gump once.
what did you think?
Oh, I liked it. It was a good movie. Tom Hanks is great in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess there's a theme. I like really existential movies, which
Yeah.
it's
All my like top 10 is just completely like no
Random.
correlation. Yeah.
why don't you give me like
Okay.
your top 2 or 3.
Yeah, my top 3. I said earlier my favorite movie of all time is Taxi Driver, directed by Martin Scorsese,
Mm-hmm.
cuz like it's just such a well-made movie. It makes me wish Joker just had a better
Joker?
script. Joker. It just makes me wish it just makes me wish Joker had a better script. That was the only problem with it. Like the script was just like some of the lines were just so bad, but that's why Joaquin Phoenix deserved best actor, cuz at first I didn't think they were bad. On first viewing, I thought I was like, "Oh, that's a good line." And then you hear it more and then you're like, "That's a bad line."
That's why I'm gonna wait to see it a second time because
Yeah.
I don't want the reputation ruined for me just yet.
And then but like Robert De Niro does an amazing job in that movie. The cinematography is amazing. The sound, the score in it.
Mm-hmm.
Chef kiss. Yahoo! And my second favorite movie is.
Can you not quote Mario? He is right there. That is offensive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't say it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you have to say I'm sorry, Omar.
I'm sorry.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Okay, just what were you saying?
Okay, and then yeah, the score is great. My second favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is phenomenal.
I love that movie so much.
But is it the original?
The original.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the original the most. I think I've only seen 2 and 3 once, both times.
Okay. What's your opinion on 3?
I mean, I liked it when I saw it. I don't like westerns, so I mean, that's my thing. I'm just not a western boy.
I don't like Back to the Future 3. I love 1. I love 2 even more, and I think 3 is just like the black sheep of Back to the Future.
All I remember about it is like Western. He has like a garbage can under his shirt as a bulletproof vest, basically, and then they turn the DeLorean into a train, and that's all I remember.
Yep, and then there's the scene where the cowboys like get him by the lasso and they drag him across. They like drag him as they're running. They try to hang him. Remember that scene?
No.
That's like the only one that sticks
That's
out in my head, and it's kind of weird. But that's all you need to remember about Back to the Future 3. It kind of, in my opinion, kind of sucks.
Fair enough. A lot of third movies kind of don't do great at tying up loose ends. But speaking of third movies, my third favorite movie is Memento, directed by Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
That movie is just awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a dude. I have to like that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to like that movie too now.
I have to like that movie. I literally was sitting here trying to think of a response, and all I can mutter out was this wimpy little "okay."
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Do you play a lot of video games, Jameson?
No, actually, I get very motion sick.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I remember I have this vivid memory of when I was like at my aunt's house and my cousins were playing Call of Duty, and I was just sitting there watching, and I just like threw up.
Really?
I was just like chilling there. And I was just like right there.
Dude.
And they were like, oh no.
They're like, Jameson threw up because we were playing COD. Get him out of my house.
Basically, but I couldn't get out of the house because my mom was having a hip surgery, so I could not leave.
I mean, you could have just walked away.
Yeah, walk home from Beaver Creek to Miamisburg. That's quite a ways away.
Give or take. But no, dude. That is where we differ, because in case you didn't know, I play a lot of video games. You can't tell by my Sony PlayStation shirt. I literally knew how to play Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES before I knew how to speak correctly. Isn't that weird?
That's kind of cute, though. I played a lot of like
cute.
Super Mario Bros. On the Wii. It was really fun.
That was pretty fun.
It was a really good time.
Just shows you where my dad's priorities were, because it was like because it was the way my basement was, it was like you would walk down into the basement and there was like the basement, and then there was a little room. If you walk all the way to the far end, there's like a little room, and then there was a random noise outside. Anyway, you'd walk into this room and there would be like, it was just a TV and like a futon and a bunch of old game system hooked up, and my dad would always be there playing like the same few NES games, whether it was Super Mario 3, whether it was Pipe Dream, or like every now and again it was Punch Out.
Yeah.
And it was usually Pipe Dream, but I remember walking downstairs one day, and I guess walking, it was me when I was 3, so I was, or 1 or 2, so I was like fumbling down the stairs.
It's just, you just like at the top and then you're just like,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I like stumbled down and I'm like running like, and I'm like, and I burst in the door and he's just sitting there like, hey,
gaming.
Yeah, for real.
I
And
was like, hello, my 2-year-old son. How are you?
no, and I was just like, I always ask. I was always so curious, and so he would like teach me how to play, and I just kind of picked up on it, because an NES controller is literally a D-pad and 2 buttons. Like it is really hard to
Mess that up.
Yeah, mess that up. So I'd start playing it constantly, and I just got so into it. And my mom was, of course, my mom was worried. She was like, Jim, you're going to make the kid go blind, whatever random, like the same tier of like, if you look at the microwave when it's cooking your food, something's going to happen. But, but no, I've always been a big fan of Nintendo ever since. And I mean, yeah, I literally have my Switch back there. Been playing Luigi's Mansion 3 recently.
Yeah,
pretty good.
You say that your dad's priorities were like teaching you how to play a video game. My dad's priorities was like watching very violent and sexual rated R movies in front of his 2-year-old son. And I would just sit there. He'd be like asleep or something. He'd just leave the TV on. I would just be like, it was like so messed up looking at it in retrospect. I'm surprised I'm like not scarred by all the stuff I saw on Cinemax.
Is that the kind of stuff you like now, or
like
okay, here, I guess a better question would be, you said you're surprised you're not scarred from this type of movies. Are you into those types of movies?
like violent?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just like movies that are good. Like, and not movies that are bad. I mean, okay, that's actually wrong because I do really enjoy some bad movies.
Dude, there are movies that are just so bad they're good. I mentioned
Literally,
The
The
Room earlier.
Room.
I'm sure everybody's familiar with that, so.
Hot take: Batman v Superman is so bad it's good. Because Jesse Eisenberg in that movie
Lex
giving
Luthor.
a woman a jar of piss, a congresswoman, a jar of his own urine, and then just blowing up the building. Like, he's just like... There's a scene where Jesse Eisenberg seductively puts a cherry Jolly Rancher into a congressman's mouth. And he's just like, shh. And I'm like... I was just sitting there with my dad, just like... in the theater, just like, what
Dude,
is happening?
Jesse Eisenberg bald is like one of the best things I've ever seen.
I always wonder, like, in the pitch meeting where they're like, okay, we're going to have Lex Luthor in this movie, and we want Heisenberg from Breaking Bad to play them. You see where, like, that could have been messed up?
Yeah.
Eisenberg. I feel like that's what happened.
You-
That can't not
like,
have happened.
They're like, is this Heisenberg? They like look at, they have like a literal
They just
piece of paper
They're
that
just
says,
watching The Social Network, and it's like, is this the guy?
they're like, no, that's, what's his name? Heisenberg. No, what's the creator of Facebook? What's his name again?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they're like, that's that Zuckerberg kid. You
The
created
Zuck.
you created the MySpace, and Jesse Eisenberg just standing there. They're like shaking their hand at him, and he's just sitting here like, he's like, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did do that.
That
And Andrew
that was me.
Garfield and Justin Timberlake are also in that movie.
Dude, for the longest time, I thought Michael Cera and Jesse Eisenberg were the same person. You, there's, and then when I
That's
realized,
completely fair though, because they're both like really meek and shy looking.
I know, and it's the way they convey themselves too. But then, the more they talk, Jesse Eisenberg kind of talks like this really fast and really like to the point. Like, I'm right, I know I'm right. And then Michael Cera's like really nervous, kind of like never.
Like, oh, you would too if you were a guy.
He seems like an eternal high schooler, regardless of how old he gets.
Yeah,
like,
he's like 30,
I know,
and he looks younger than me.
It's like the scene in. You ever seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes.
It's like when the drummer for his band's like, because he's dating like Knives, who's
A high
17.
schooler,
Yeah.
She's like, you're dating a high schooler, and
She's
it's
like,
like,
how old are you, Scott? 30. He goes, 22.
I'm like,
I'm
no, you're not.
22.
You're not 22. You're like 12.
You're-
You're like perpetually 12 for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but no. And then now I just think that. Well, I went through this phase where I always forgot Michael Cera's name, and I just referred to him as like Kroger brand Jesse Eisenberg. And now he's just Michael
That's
Cera
funny.
because I know his name.
That's really funny. Okay. What's your favorite album?
My favorite album?
Yes, music wise. Because I mean, you can have a favorite photo album.
My favorite album is Summer 2K17. It's got a picture of me with a few dogs.
Just a whole full photo album filled with pictures of ducks and just ducks.
When I went to Europe, I took a selfie with every pigeon I saw. There is an album on my old computer of 1 million pigeon photos. I kid you not.
In high school, everyone used to say I looked like a pigeon and would call me Pigeon Boy, to the point that I just like bought a pigeon mask. I was like, screw it.
Did you wear
I'm
it to
fine.
school?
No, I thought about it though. But like I was like, I'm gonna drive to school in this. I was like, there's no
You're-
peripheral
you're-
vision in this
you're-
mask
you're
at all.
wearing the mask going to school. You're like, oh yeah.
And it just gets into a really bad car accident on the way there.
Local pigeon dies. Hey Jameson, you want to take a selfie together for my album?
Sure.
For my pigeon album.
Oh, screw you.
Anyway, my favorite album that I can think of right now would definitely be the White Album, the Beatles' White Album.
Oh, I was gonna say Weezer.
No, dude, the White Album is probably one of, if not the most controversial Beatles album because,
Is that the one Helter Skelter's on?
yeah, it's like Helter Skelter. There's like Revolution 9. You ever heard Revolution 9?
I have not heard.
It's
Revolution
literally
9.
just a combination of just a bunch of random noises and like piano being played backwards, and it's just you just keep hearing number 9, number 9, number over and over. It's a trip, man. But
Nice.
I really like it because it's just so weird.
Yeah.
And there's some other, I think like the Ballad of John and Yoko is on there too. And there's some other, basically people don't like it. One, because it's weird, and two, because they feel like a lot of the songs on there are throwaway, and it's kind of experimental. But I feel that's the reason I like it, because if I can talk about the Beatles for a second, I feel like they went from very boy bandish from when they started, like I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah. I was gonna
Exactly. And like Twist and Shout, all that kind of stuff. It was very much the same formula. And then I don't know if you've ever heard Within You, Without You, which is another Beatles song that George Harrison sings. It's literally like, it's an acid trip. I've never done acid, but if I did, I feel like that's what it would be like.
Fair enough.
And because it starts with just this really long, really drawn out sitar, which
Yeah.
sitar, you know what a sitar is.
Yeah, it's like a type of guitar.
Yeah. And it's, derived in India.
Yeah.
And it's got this really weird grainy sound, and they start adding all these like hand drums. George like sings really slow, like he's kind of singing like this, where it's like you're just kind of sitting there thinking like, whoa. And
Whoa, dude.
the Beatles I feel like they could be a million different bands.
Yeah.
But
They're versatile.
no, yeah, definitely. Didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but
You're good.
moral of this story is I love the Beatles, and it's crazy.
The only Beatles song, okay, I'm not gonna say that because that's not true. I was gonna say the only Beatles song I like, but I like tons of Beatles songs.
Yeah.
But like my favorite is probably Helter Skelter, just because of how like very like hard rock it is.
It is.
Yes.
Do you know what Helter Skelter is based off of?
No, I just know that Charles Manson heard that song. He was like,
Dude.
that's basically all I know about it.
Nah, no. We don't need to go on about that.
Yeah, I don't want
But-
to talk about Charles Manson.
No, but it's about a slide. The first lyric is when it's going da 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 da. When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. Something something I don't remember, and I go for a ride. Blah 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 blah.
That's-
Till I see you again. It is.
That's
I
kind
looked
of
up.
funny.
Yeah, because I took a Beatles class here. They offer a Beatles class here. It's pretty cool. Roger Klug teaches it. He is a G.
Shameless plug.
He's awesome. But that's what he told us. And if you look up Helter Skelter, it's I think it's something that's only in like London, or not London, United Kingdom, around that area.
Yeah.
England. It's just this giant like attraction, and it's just like a
it's just
spiral
big-
slide.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
that's what they base the song off
That's
of.
awesome.
And
That's
you
kinda
think
cool.
it's
That's actually pretty dope.
and
not
here
gonna lie.
Charles Manson is thinking it's what he thought.
Yeah,
and
some, like,
it's just
stupid-
it's
yeah,
really funny.
my favorite album. I don't know.
You don't know what your favorite album is?
I have like a few. They're all like
Wh-
tied.
Tell me
My
something.
first of all, my favorite band is The Maine.
Okay.
So like, I think Pioneer is the album I really like by them. But all of these are gonna be so emo. They're so emo.
Only if you think
Black
they are.
Parade.
Oh,
is
you
on
like? Oh,
there.
so you're big into MCR.
Oh, dude, they were my favorite band for a while.
Nice.
Fully Adieu from Fall Out Boy was up there.
I
don't even-
love Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy's not I don't even know if they're in my top 10 favorite bands.
Really?
Yeah, just because I like a lot of bands.
Mhm.
But I love that album so much. Like Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes was one of my favorite songs for like. I think it still pretty much is my favorite song.
Really?
Yeah, and then
You'd say that's your favorite song.
yes.
Nice.
And then probably like American Idiot by Green Day.
American
That
Idiot
is one
is
of my favorite albums
great.
of all time because it's just every song is good.
I-
it means a lot to me personally.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Green Day, like American Idiot, takes me back when I listen to it because it just makes me think of like mid 2000s, and I'm just
Yeah.
young, chilling. I really like. I'd say my favorite Green Day song, if I can sidetrack, is Longview.
Ooh, I'm also a big All Time Low boy.
Yeah.
And I think for like it was like an anniversary for Green Day. Like a lot of bands covered songs from Dookie, and they covered. I know. Okay, I know. It's not my fault they titled the album that.
Johnny Test, if you've ever seen the cartoon, I'm sorry to
Dude,
interrupt you.
that's what you're
His dog,
thinking of.
his dog's name is Dookie, and
My-
that is hilarious to me.
Dude, my brother's grandma's name is Dookie. And the reason my brother got into Green Day is because she saw like the Dookie album in like a store or whatever. She was like, "I got it for you because it has my name on it." And I was like, "That's sweet." But Green Day the All Time Low cover of Longview is a vibe. It's
No,
pretty
I
good.
agree.
It's pretty good. Green Day's not doing so hot
No,
anymore.
I
have not cared to listen to any of their new music because I don't care.
Because Hayden Christensen cries.
That's all their music is. It's just a loop of like, I hate sand.
Yeah.
It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Padme, love me.
Please.
So you said, what did you say was your favorite song again?
Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes.
Okay. If I had to choose a favorite song,
Yeah.
it would definitely be "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears.
Oh my god!
It's just exactly. It's just such a vibe.
good.
It just feels so good when you hear like the da 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 da. Whenever you hear that, it feels like the end of like a mid-90s movie where the two main characters are like driving away on the road and the credits roll, and it's just the end, like the happy end where the character, and it's so good.
Another one of my favorite songs is Baba O'Reilly by, I think it's the Guess Who. I always get the Guess Who and the Who confused.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like, Teenage Waste. I want to film. Plot twist, film major want to makes film. I just had a stroke. Film major wants to make films. I want to make a Teen Titans movie so bad. Because, like, I have, like, an outline, because I'm a big comic book nerd, of, like, if I could, like, make a DC like universe of movies like the Marvel movies, I would literally do it like how like I have like a list of like the movies in order.
Really?
But I want that to play at like the very end because it says Teenage Wasteland. That's a missed opportunity if you don't do that.
Oh, are you done?
Yes.
Anyway, no, that's really cool. I like that idea actually. I will say on the topic of Teen Titans, that is one of those shows that I you know, how do I say this? You know those shows where it's like you would go on your like channel guide when you were younger and you would kind of scroll past, but you would watch if nothing else was on?
Really? Dude,
Yeah.
if I saw that on my channel guide, I would click it right away.
No, I know. And that's the thing that I really regret because I went back and watched Teen Titans.
It's so good.
It's fantastic.
It's that and like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies are what got me into comic books.
I love Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. People
he's
crap on it all the time.
He's not that bad. I watched them like not I'm not gonna say recently because it wasn't. It was like winter of 2019.
That's pretty recent considering
but
last time.
But like January, winter of 2019.
Dude, the last time I saw them
like
was probably a few years ago.
Yeah, but they like 1 and 2. 1 is like a pretty good movie. 2 is so good.
2 is fantastic.
2 is really good.
I love the Sandman's whole dynamic where
That's
he's like
3.
fighting with himself. That's okay, fantastic. Anyway, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, yeah, 3. Okay, 3 has problems, but it's a 10 out of 10 movie if you think of it as a comedy, or if you know like why like the way things happen is because like the director of those movies, Sam Raimi, just didn't like Venom at all. He didn't care about Venom. And
I know.
The producers were like, put Venom in the movie, please. And he was like, no. And they're like, do it or you're fired.
And
We already have Andrew Garfield ready. And so he was like, okay.
Andrew Garfield? What do you mean?
For like the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about to play Venom. I was like, bro, that's Topher Grace.
No, they had him like ready to like reboot it. They didn't even want to make a third one.
Oh, yeah.
But they were like, put him in the movie. And he was like, oh, you want Venom in this movie? Well, I'm going to cast Eric Foreman from that 70s show as Venom, and he's going to suck.
Dude, Topher Grace has played some really weird roles because
he's in Interstellar.
Dude, he's in Black Klansman as like the head of the Klan, dude. And what's even weirder is that when you see like a side-by-side picture of the two, again,
they look
identical. It's crazy. Like they could not have picked a better person, you know?
Fair enough.
And you hear him say some things you wish you hadn't, and it just I'm just sitting here thinking, oh, Eric.
Oh, Eric.
You know? And I can hear Kenny go, oh, my son. With that nasal laugh. She goes, and Red's like, how about my foot in your ass? Yeah, Topher Grace's Venom.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude.
Okay, honestly though, that movie isn't that bad.
It's not.
It just has too much going on. It's definitely better than like Suicide Squad or Batman versus Superman or Thor: The Dark World. Granted, I can't really say anything about it because I haven't seen it because I don't care.
So you can't say that's better than
From what I've heard, no one likes Thor: The Dark World.
Well, I'm gonna enlighten you, Jameson.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either. So, needless to say,
Fair enough.
yeah.
All right, I have a little segment.
What's your segment?
It's called Classics Corner. It's
Okay.
a dumb name.
It's not a dumb name.
But I watched the movie Blade Runner from 1989. It's
Okay.
just going to be a quick one.
Understood.
Good movie. Harrison Ford has relations with a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Made me really uncomfortable because he was really aggressive the whole movie. And it's really science fiction. It's directed by Ridley Scott, who directed Aliens.
Yep.
I have no idea what else Ridley Scott directed, but it's a good movie, and it's a classic. Classics Corner. There you go.
Classics. This has been Classics Corner
This
with
is a-
Jameson.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got the signal to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So
We're
Thank-
getting yelled at.
we're getting yelled at. We're gonna get beat up. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of Boys with Hair. As always, I'm Jack. This is.
I'm Jameson.
I was gonna whatever.
Oh.
Stop. We'd like to thank not only Bearcast Media for allowing us to do this podcast on BTV. We'd like to thank the executive producer Stephanie Cox for helping us out tonight.
And switching. And
Yeah.
being executive producer and listening to our pitch of this show.
And being named Stephanie. That's pretty awesome. We appreciate you,
Dope
Steph.
name, bro.
Anyway, we will see you guys next time. And as always, I like your nose ring, Jameson.
Oh my god.